Have you ever experienced something like this with your dog? At first, everything feels normal. You bring your dog home, and the first few days are great. They're cute, they're playful, they follow you everywhere. But one day, something changes. Maybe you try to take their toy, and they growl. Or while you're playing, they suddenly bite your hand. Not always hard, but enough to make you stop and think, why is my dog acting like this? Many people immediately assume that a dog who bites is an aggressive dog, but that's not always true. In many cases, dogs bite not because they're mean, but because they feel scared, stressed, or threatened. So before we talk about how to stop a dog from biting, we first need to understand something important. Why do dogs become aggressive in the first place? Why dogs become aggressive and bite? There are several factors that can cause this behavior. Understanding the cause is very important, because if we don't understand the root of the problem, it becomes much harder to fix the behavior. Here are some of the most common reasons. 1. Genetic factors. The first cause is genetics. Just like humans, every dog has a different personality, and part of that personality is influenced by genetics. Some dog breeds naturally have stronger guarding instincts. They tend to be more alert around strangers. They react faster when they sense something unusual. This doesn't mean those breeds are bad dogs. It simply means their natural instincts need the right training and guidance. Without proper direction, those guarding instincts can sometimes turn into aggressive behavior. That's why it's important for owners to understand the natural traits of their dog. 2. Lack of socialization. The second cause is lack of socialization. This is actually one of the most common reasons dogs become aggressive. Dogs that rarely meet new people or rarely interact with other animals can easily feel nervous in unfamiliar situations. Imagine suddenly being surrounded by strangers in a place you've never been before. You'd probably feel uncomfortable too. Dogs feel the same way, and when they feel unsafe, some dogs respond by barking, growling, or even biting. Proper socialization helps dogs understand that the world around them is not always a threat. 3. Traumatic experiences. The third cause is past trauma. Not every dog has had a happy past. Some dogs were abandoned, some were treated roughly. Others may have experienced frightening situations with humans. These experiences can leave emotional scars. When something reminds them of that past trauma, they may react defensively. For example, if someone suddenly reaches toward them or approaches too quickly, the dog might feel like they are in danger again, and biting becomes their way of protecting themselves. 4. Health problems. Another cause that many owners overlook is health issues. A dog that is in pain can become much more sensitive. Touching certain parts of their body might suddenly feel uncomfortable. Maybe they have an injury or a problem with their teeth, joints, or muscles. When a dog is hurting, even a gentle touch can trigger a defensive reaction, and that reaction may sometimes be a bite. That's why if a dog suddenly becomes aggressive, it's always a good idea to check their health as well. Now that we understand some of the reasons behind aggressive behavior, the next question is, what can we do to stop a dog from biting? The good news is, this behavior can be improved. With patience, the right training, and a better understanding of your dog, many biting problems can be reduced or even completely stopped. Here are 3 ways you can start working on it. Key. Start training and socializing early. The first step is training and socialization. Dogs need to learn how to feel comfortable in different environments. Introduce them to new experiences gradually. Let them see new places. Let them meet different people. Let them interact with other dogs. The more positive experiences they have, the less likely they are to react with fear. It's also important to teach basic commands. Commands like sit, stay, come. These simple commands help establish communication between you and your dog. They also help your dog understand that you are guiding the situation, and when that trust grows, aggressive reactions often become much easier to manage. 2. Use positive reinforcement. The second method is called positive reinforcement. This is one of the most effective training methods used today. The idea is simple. When your dog shows good behavior, reward them. The reward could be a small treat, praise, or even gentle petting. Over time, your dog begins to associate good behavior with positive outcomes, and that encourages them to repeat those behaviors. On the other hand, physical punishment should be avoided. Yelling at a dog or hitting them can actually make the problem worse. A frightened dog is much more likely to react aggressively. Positive training builds trust instead of fear, and trust is the foundation of a healthy relationship between you and your dog. 3. Avoid situations that cause stress. The third step is recognizing situations that make your dog feel stressed. Every dog has different comfort levels. Some dogs don't like loud environments. Some feel nervous around large groups of people. Others don't enjoy being touched by strangers. Pay attention to your dog's body language. Is their body becoming stiff? Are their ears pulled back? Are they starting to growl quietly? These are warning signs. Your dog is telling you that they feel uncomfortable. If those signs are ignored, biting can become the next step. That's why it's important to give your dog personal space. Make sure they have a quiet place in the house where they can relax. 4. Seek help from a professional trainer. The fourth option is getting help from a professional dog trainer. Sometimes a dog's behavior can be complex, especially if the dog has experienced trauma or severe anxiety. A professional trainer can observe your dog's behavior more closely. They can identify specific triggers that cause aggression, and they can create a training program that fits your dog's personality and needs. For many owners, professional guidance can make a huge difference. Warning signs before a dog bites. Before we finish, there's one more important thing every dog owner should know. Most dogs don't bite suddenly. In fact, dogs usually give warning signs before they bite. The problem is, many people simply don't recognize them. Dogs communicate mostly through body language, and when they feel uncomfortable, their body often shows it first. For example, one common sign is a stiff body. If your dog suddenly becomes very still or tense, that can mean they're feeling uneasy. Another warning sign is ears pulled back. When a dog's ears move backward, it often means they're feeling nervous or threatened. You might also notice whale eyes. This is when you can see the whites of your dog's eyes because they're turning their head but still watching something closely. It's a strong sign that your dog is feeling stressed. Some dogs will also start licking their lips repeatedly or yawning, even when they're not tired. These small behaviors can actually be signals of anxiety. And of course, one of the most obvious warning signs is growling. Many people punish their dogs for growling, but growling is actually a dog's way of saying, "I'm uncomfortable. Please give me space." If that warning is ignored, a bite may be the next step. So instead of punishing the growl, it's better to understand what your dog is trying to communicate. Because when owners learn to recognize these warning signs, many bites can actually be prevented. Training a dog not to bite takes time. It's not something that changes overnight. It requires patience, consistency, and most importantly, understanding. Dogs don't bite because they want to hurt their owners. Most of the time, they're simply reacting to fear, stress, or discomfort. But when owners take the time to understand their dogs and guide them with the right training, even dogs with biting problems can improve. And in the end, the bond between you and your dog can become stronger than ever. Because for a dog, having someone who understands them means everything.